Alright, I figured I'd do a commentary because I haven't done one over any of the keys, and I feel like this is one that a lot of people will click on. Plain Arcane, standard Arcane build, Harmony. These are my stats, nothing crazy. Normally you'd take crit here, I decided to take Verse just because I don't want to die, and it's pretty good in AoE too, so. Here, he said he was gonna pull the Skitterflies and then do a big pull, so just decided I'm gonna mini burn the Skitterflies. The Windwalker actually decides to big burn the Skitterflies, which is pretty unfortunate because I didn't want to have to use shifting power to have my cooldowns up for the next pull, but now I have to because the Windwalker did 170k DPS on 3 targets, so yeah. So here I'm using shifting power to ensure I'm going to have my cooldowns up for this, massive double or triple lasher pull. Yeah. And here that Arcane Orb is actually going to pull the Skitterflies, so whoops. Also, I believe I just Arcane Orbed when I had 3 Arcane Charges, so. This DH just died. He's going to actually die quite a lot this key. He's running the melee trinket that roots you, which is less than ideal. Here, we're able to get into another mini burn. I should have used that missiles, but I was trying to build up to 3 Arcane Charges so I could start my mini burn, because ideally you want to be at 3. And I'm just going to send the Scuffed one because I didn't have any Ice Flows. I was using them too liberally outside of Burst, so. Upkeeping Nether Tempest a bit, not as good as they should be, but whatever. I'm definitely not going to Surge Burn these, but I'm going to do a little bit of a random Radiant Spark burn, so. Into Touch the Magi, so. Much shorter cooldown, and the tank will probably, wait for it to come back up, which he does, because I asked him to. So it's only about 12 seconds of waiting or so. Here I'm going to tell him to pull, and then I'm going to evocate. It's less boss damage, but it's kind of like the easiest natural way to line your CDs up, to be honest, is to start burning right after this. I am going to build to 3 Arcane Charges without using my orb. And then I do a pretty bad job of using Ice Flows here. Or actually, maybe just the tank was running super fast there, so. And then the boss wasn't really grouped on the ads at the start of my burst, so my barrage didn't hit them. It was mainly Touch the Magi that allowed me to do a lot of the damage I'm doing. Just kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Then I will want to start my mini burn. I should click on boss frames, because here I'm trying to click on the boss and the overlapping nameplates, but. Now we're gotten to the point where we can just, kill the boss, so. So I'm just trying to, do as much damage to him as I can, and I'm actually going to end up sending my big burn here in a second, which I should have. Actually, it doesn't matter if I channeled it earlier, because my Touch the Magi has quite a bit left on its cooldown, but. Yeah, just ensuring that that thing's gonna die. Don't need my big burn at all for the next bowl, so. And here, one, the guy got like sent back because of that weird bug, which is kind of unfortunate because my 3 clear casting, but also I should have sent more than I did on this person. He ended up living a really, really long time, but it's fort, so you know, he just has a massive amount of HP. I was kind of hoping he would die here or sooner, which is why, you know, my mana's kind of in a bit of a bad spot, and I'm not going to mini burn either because my mana's in a bit of a bad spot, but yeah. I don't need rune for the next pull, so this is what I end up doing. Whatever I did, I should have saved my harmony stacks, but whatever. Didn't really have the mana to force cast missiles, which was a bit of a mistake. Should just like hard conserved at the end. This isn't really a rotation. I'm just gonna surge into these things so I can mini burn the next one. Ah, okay. I didn't notice what I did that. No wonder I did like no DPS. I just shot a 2 charge Arcane Barrage. Anyway. I think I need to look more at my Arcane charges. It's kind of a problem I've been making recently. Too much Frost gameplay. Because you should definitely do more than what I did there. But not you specifically, just, you know, in general. Again, this is not great. Yeah, I'm gonna barrage at 3. Holy shit. Okay. So now we know mistakes were made. Lots of mistakes. That guy died to Boone again. So then I'm gonna big burn the next mobs with Lust as well. Could have saved Lust for the boss, but it's fortified, so I might as well send it on the trash. Plus, it's more fun that way. So, and I didn't think we were really going to get, you know, absolutely shafted by this boss. So, and here they're still super high health, so I'm looking to do another mini burn into the high health one. And then I'm not going to barrage there because I want to save it for boss. Okay, just hit it with a pre-evocate into a pre-rune, so I can just immediately start my burn. My Nether Tempest didn't go off there. Not entirely sure why that happens sometimes. You can see there's a space between my or there was a space between like my surge and my barrage, which is weird. It's like the GCD happened but didn't consume it. Here I'm not mini burning because I thought we were gonna do the fire thing. But they are actually, you know, putting the stuff in the winds, which is kind of fucking weird. Not gonna lie. Instead, I just send my mini burn. Which is good because now we're gonna have, I'm gonna have my big burn for the blaze. Which the only reason you would want to cast this earlier is because it resets his stacks of Deafening Screech, which is the debuff you have on you that makes you take increased damage from his Deafen. And I ideally would have held that for a second. I'm just I did something weird there just because I wanted to make sure I got more burst off. Hit a 1.4 million barrage, and then I'm just, try to fit 2 barrages in, which I was able to. So, and then, yeah. Probably should barrage the last GCD of Surge as well there. That was a mistake to not. I don't know if you saw what that happened to Dunehire, but he, backflipped out, hunted back in, and then immediately booned and died because he was rooted in the fire shit. So we now have 4 deaths, and they're all the DH. So from his boon trinket. Here I kind of wanted to lust this, but I end up just building up to 3 just because that's how my surge cooldown worked out. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't starting my ramp too late into the fight, so ideally I would have ramped on the battle axe, apparently. So that's what lived. Then I'm just gonna do the single turret burn here to funnel this thing. Yeah, Monk's doing a really, really good job of CCing this entire key, actually. I should have blast before using that other precision. Here I just decided I was gonna do like just a Radiant Spark plus Rune thing, just to try and like kill it faster, since Radiant Spark comes off cooldown so fast. But I thought like the travel time to the next pack would be enough for Radiant Spark to come off cooldown, and then I could big burn it. But as you can see, that is what happened. So, and now I don't need to wait. Didn't need to wait to cast my ramp at all. So We were still in combat with the big guy, which is why that looks like I did no damage or not any exceptional amount of damage, even for a big burn with trinket and pot. Here, making sure I'm 3 arcane charges, and then I got pretty fucked because my ice flows get canceled by being in my touch window, so I had to just send the barrage on the 3rd stack since I didn't have presence of mind up. This thing ends up healing quite a lot. I'm just preparing myself to big burn this. Fortunately, that sleep was on me. No one interrupted it. And I had to sidestep that because I didn't have ice flows, so a very, very cursed ramp. But I'm just overusing ice flows between my bursts, really, is what it is. See, ice flows there for nothing. Just to move. It's an addiction. There I realized that I had no charges, so I had to orb. Doesn't matter, really. Would have been better to, do the normal rotation though. Here I decided to surge burn just to get it on cooldown. That we will be lusting this boss, so also would have been totally good to hold it. What I'm going to do here, because my surge is, lower cooldown than my touch the magi significantly, just rune plus radiant spark, and then, do like 4 arcane blasts into a barrage, and then, do the conserve rotation after that. So just because I don't want to have to delay my surge later on in the fight. I don't have to delay my surge out of lust, essentially. I could have held lust probably, but that wouldn't have worked well for the rest of the people, so. Then I'm going to do the extra blast into barrage because it's single target, so. Yeah, that was not in the last GCD of Touch the Measure. Or of the last GCD of Surge, which was a mistake too. I had to cancel my shifting power for G and Viz as well. But that's right. Now I get to start this mini burn with the Thundering, which is pretty sick. Give it a second for I touch the magic, come off cooldown. And I'm panic right into melee, so in clear. So I just end up barraging. since I had nothing to use for movement. This was a pug, so which is gonna make what happened next make a lot more sense, probably. Not this part though. Yeah, my trinket wasn't going off for some reason, so you can see my Nether Tempest also didn't go off, so I need to get in the habit of just using it before my surge then, because it seems like it keeps not going off like a decent amount of times. So if Nether Tempest had been off there, I probably would have done, quite a bit more damage. Here, normally, the pull right after this is a massive pull into the hallway, and I'll have lust for the next pull. So I just decided to mini burn, even though it would, force me to hold my surge for 30 seconds. So here I was forced stacking Harmony, kind of in preparation for that. And then he just pulls like these three. So it was very unfortunate. And then he decides to pull now, but he gets stunned by Thundering. And so it's the DH, so he dies. And the pull's fucked. So, but the Druid and I can both invis, so we live. I'll skip forward actually. We do the pull again essentially, and then the DH dies, and then the healer and the monk die, so then we both die, and then we come back, and then we do it one at a time, which I can narrate again. You were not missing anything, so. Mobs weren't too grouped there, so didn't get that good barrage cleave on them or anything. Here, I should be taking the missiles more often, to be honest. Four minutes looks tight, but we do have 2 minutes on Lust, and this boss is very easy, so. Just gonna alter the power vacuum. Do my little palm arcane blast. I didn't barrage last GCD of Surge because I just have so much mana. In fact, barraging there was probably even too early. I barely overcap on mana, so maybe not. The thing is, I didn't need to barrage there, so I lost my Harmony stacks for nothing because my mana is super, super high. So it was kind of just a waste to barrage it all. Here, I'm gonna be holding my cooldowns until Lust is ready, so I can delete this boss. Doing the extra arcane blast like I did before. And there you go. I went up like 20k DPS during the Lust burn. So. I'll show my breakdown in a second. Just looking at the last boss, see how hard that barrage hit at the end. It didn't crit, it seems. Actually, maybe it did. I don't know. Didn't see it fast enough, but surprisingly had quite a lot of time. Once Lust came off cooldown, the guy just died from 30 in like 20 seconds. So, yeah. 14 deaths, still time with 2 minutes. Anyway, thanks for watching. And this was my breakdown.